I'm a 46-year-old female, and about 10 years ago, I took a road trip around the East Coast. To help save some money, I had decided that I would sleep some in my car a few nights along the way, staying at busy rest areas or parking lots. One evening, about halfway through my road trip, I had pulled over to get gas at a gas station and also to check for rest areas. While getting gas, I noticed that a guy was several pumps over staring at me. I didn't give it much thought and continued to fill my tank. Once I was done, I pulled away from the pump and parked near the door to the gas station as I got my phone. I wanted to look up to see what rest areas were close to me for the night. After several minutes, I saw out of the corner of my eye a car pulled in next to mine. I glanced over and noticed it was the same guy who was getting gas. He was just sitting in his car, though at the time I didn't think much of it. After all, I had done the same thing. Once I had found a rest area I was happy with, I decided to get out and buy me a few snacks from the store. When I was done buying my stuff, I was heading back to my car when I noticed that the guy was still in his car next to mine. I just thought maybe he was with someone who was inside the store. I got into my car and backed up and left the parking lot. While driving, I saw my tire light come on and started feeling my car pull to the right. I knew that meant my tire was losing air and fast. I was getting worried since I didn't know where I was, and I quickly put my hazard lights on, letting other cars know there was an issue while I slowed down and pulling off onto the shoulder of the road. I got out of the car and walked to the passenger side of my car, seeing that my tire was halfway to being fully flat. Sighing, I got back into my car, locking the doors as I reached for my phone. I knew that pull meant my tire was losing air and fast. I was getting worried since I didn't know where I was. I quickly put my hazard lights on, letting other cars know there was an issue while I slowed down, pulling off onto the shoulder of the road. I got out of the car and walked to the passenger side, seeing that my tire was halfway to being fully flat. Sighing, I got back into my car, locking the doors as I reached for my phone. I went to call for help when I saw that I had no service. While I was trying to figure out what to do next, I saw headlights pull up behind me. To me, it looked a little like the car I saw at the gas station, but I couldn't be fully sure. After several moments, I saw the driver's door open up and someone get out. Now I was sure it was the same guy from the station. I saw enough scary movies to know not to get out of my car or to roll my window all the way down. As he got to my window, I cracked it just enough for us to hear each other. He asked me if I was having issues with my car, and I nodded. At that point, he smiled, showing off his bad teeth. or at least what he had left, since he was missing several teeth. He then said he can give me a lift back to the gas station where we both were at. I shook my head, thanking him, telling him I had already called someone for help. His smile faded as he reached for my door handle, trying to open it. Seeing that it was locked, he then suddenly hit my window with his fist, yelling at me to get out of my car. I jumped at his yell as I reached to roll the window up. He kept pounding at my window so hard I feared it was going to break. He was screaming at me through the window. That's when I got the idea to get back onto the road, not caring if I ruined the tire or not. I just wanted to get away. I sped off, fearing for my life, and got off at the next exit. My heart was racing as I pulled into the closest gas station. My heart was racing as I pulled into the closest gas station and ran inside in tears, trying to explain to the worker what had happened. They had called the cops for me and tried to help me calm down while we wait for them. When the cops showed up, I did my best telling them what had happened. I gave them a description of what the guy looked like and his car the best I could, but sadly, I never saw the license plates. The cops took my information down and told me that they would keep in touch if they had any updates. One of the cops was nice enough to help me call AAA for roadside assistance. While we were waiting, we discovered that my tire had a few nails in it. The best we could figure was the guy must have put a few nails behind my tire while I was inside the store getting snacks, and he followed me, waiting for me to pull over. I never heard from the cops, so I never know if they caught the guy or not, but I'm really hoping they did.